We've all felt like a third wheel at some point, but have you ever been third and fourth wheeled on your own double date? Because my best friend Jade and I just lived it, and honestly, we deserve compensation. Jade and I went all out. We even put ourselves through the works at the salon. Hair, nails, we even waxed in places we won't mention. We were looking great, makeup on point. 5 hours getting ready for a fun double date with two guys we met on an app. As we approached the bar, I spotted my date getting out of a taxi, and he smiled when he saw me approaching. Jade's date was standing just by the entrance. We walked into the bar, Jade and I looked at each other, and I whispered that the guys actually looked like their pictures. They both smiled. And then, they pulled out our chairs. For the first 20 minutes, the conversation was good. I thought, wow, we might have actually found two normal men. Then, the waiter brought the second round of drinks, and my date casually mentioned a new update on an Xbox game. Jade's date suddenly stopped mid-sentence. His eyes lit up like he just saw an angel. He looked at my date like he was his long-lost bro and whispered, "You play Warzone?" I half expected him to clap his hands like a performing seal making seal sounds. Luckily he didn't, but when I later told Jade what I was thinking, she laughed so hard and said, "I was thinking the exact same thing." It was over for us. The switch flipped instantly. The two of them were already facing each other, and within 5 minutes, they discovered they support the exact same miserable football team. They started debating referee decisions from 2018. Jade and I were just sitting there feeling like we were intruding on their growing bromance, feeling completely invisible. At one point, Jade tried to join in and asked if they played any other games. My date literally held up a finger to her. A finger. Right in her face, and said, "Hold on, babe, we're exchanging gamer tags." I looked at Jade, and she looked back at me. Luckily, we both understood without saying a word what we needed to do. We both stood up, grabbing our bags. I said, "Just going to the ladies." They didn't even hear or notice. They were too busy planning their upcoming games night. We both had the exact same thought. Wow, that happened. We quietly flagged down the waiter, paid for our own cocktails, and slipped out the front door. We went and got a giant pizza, jumped in a cab, and went back to my flat. Just the two of us. 2 hours later, I received a text saying, "Wow, how rude, just leaving like that." Jade also got a text pretty much saying the same thing. We looked at each other and burst out laughing. What a cheek to say we were rude. It took them 2 hours to notice we had left. I said, "You know what?